You can always tell the difference between rich and wealthy. Rich people often try to show it, but the truly wealthy, especially upper-class women, don't need to. They move quietly, dress simply, and choose brands that whisper luxury, not scream it. That's why, despite what social media might tell you, there are luxury brands that high society women completely avoid. Not because they can't afford them, but because they know what these brands actually represent: mass marketing, overexposure, and imitation wealth. So today, we're uncovering 15 luxury brands that upper-class women never buy, and why avoiding them is the ultimate sign of real sophistication. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to Passive Income Pro, because here, we don't just talk about money, we talk about mindset, class, and the kind of quiet wealth that lasts for generations. Let's begin. 1. Michael Kors. Let's start with one that might shock some people. Michael Kors. At first glance, it looks high-end: gold zippers, logo, heavy designs, polished ads. But to the upper class, Michael Kors screams entry-level luxury. Why? Because it's everywhere. It's sold in outlet malls, department stores, and discount racks. The brand overextended itself trying to appeal to everyone, and that killed its exclusivity. Wealthy women know that real luxury doesn't go on sale every other weekend. So while middle-income shoppers might see it as a status symbol, the upper class sees it as too commercial, too loud, and too common. 2. Coach. Next up, Coach. Once a true American classic, Coach lost its charm when it became overly accessible. Their monogrammed bags became so mainstream that they turned from luxury to ordinary. To upper-class women, Coach represents what they used to call aspirational luxury. Nice enough to impress at a local dinner, but not something you'd bring to a high society event. Coach tried to rebrand recently, but for the elite, the damage is done. It's not about quality, it's about association. And Coach is associated with trying too hard to look rich. 3. Guess might look shiny, but to the truly wealthy, it's almost laughable. It's the brand of flash: big logos, rhinestones, glossy textures. It's what people wear when they want to look like they belong in a luxury crowd without actually being in one. Upper-class women avoid Guess for one reason: it lacks subtlety. The true luxury isn't about shouting your name across your chest. It's about silent craftsmanship. Guess sells glamour, not refinement. And when you understand class, you instantly know the difference. 4. Tory Burch. Here's a controversial one. Tory Burch. To some, it's classy and elegant, but to the old money crowd, it's what they call country club commercial. It's the uniform of those who are trying to look polished: suburban moms, mid-level executives, and young professionals who just discovered designer wear. There's nothing wrong with that, but the truly wealthy women prefer brands that feel personal, tailored, and rare, not something you can find at every mall in America. So, while it looks sophisticated, the upper class quietly passes on Tory Burch. 5. Balenciaga. Now we're moving into controversial territory. Balenciaga used to be a symbol of high fashion, until it turned into chaos. Their obsession with shock value, oversized sneakers, and dystopian fashion made it appealing to social media influencers, not elegant women. For upper-class women, Balenciaga lost its class the moment it started chasing virality. They prefer timeless pieces, not something that'll look ridiculous in 2 years. And when a brand becomes more about attention than artistry, it stops being luxury. To the upper class, Balenciaga now represents trend, chasing wealth, not taste. 6. Versace. Versace is bold, flashy, and loud, and that's exactly why old money women never buy it. Versace was built on opulence, but over time, it became a symbol of extravagance without restraint. Gold prints, Medusa logos, and bright patterns dominate their designs. It's powerful, but not graceful. Upper-class women know that real luxury is effortless. Versace tries too hard to demand attention, and that's why you'll see it more in celebrity wardrobes than in private jet cabins. The elite don't wear Versace to impress. They wear understated designers that don't need explanation. 7. Louis Vuitton logo lines. Now, this one might surprise you. Louis Vuitton. Not the entire brand, but specifically their logo, heavy designs. Upper-class women still respect Louis Vuitton's heritage. Their craftsmanship is impeccable. But the monogrammed bags plastered with LV all over, that's a no-go. Because at that level, logos are considered vulgar. They prefer the brand's understated leather lines, the ones without flashy branding. But those say, I have taste, not, I'm trying to prove I do. So while everyone else flexes the LV logo, the upper class quietly chooses the version that doesn't need to announce itself. 8. Burberry check pattern. Just like Louis Vuitton, Burberry has incredible history, but its iconic check pattern has been overused. In fact, it became associated with counterfeit culture and mass market imitation. For years, everyone had that same beige plaid scarf or trench. The result, it lost exclusivity. Upper-class women still wear Burberry's tailored coats, but only in minimalist styles without the famous check pattern, because in high society, blending in quietly is the new luxury. 9. Pandora. Next. Pandora. Once a sentimental brand loved for its charm bracelets, Pandora became too accessible, too repetitive, and too mass-produced. The upper class avoids it because it feels manufactured emotion, not genuine elegance. Those who can afford fine jewelry prefer timeless pieces made with craftsmanship, not charms that look identical to millions of others. Pandora is cute, but for the upper class, it's not luxury. 10. Kate Spade. Kate Spade is known for its cheerful, colorful style, perfect for young professionals or students entering the corporate world. But for the elite, it's too playful, too mass market, and too common. True luxury has depth, heritage, artistry, story. Kate Spade is friendly and fun, but it doesn't reflect old money or exclusivity. Upper class women outgrow this brand quickly. They move on to minimalist designers who craft for longevity, not trends. 11. Christian Louboutin, overexposed, the red bottom shoes. Christian Louboutin, once the ultimate status symbol, but now, the upper class rarely touches them. Why? Because they've become too recognizable, too associated with influencer culture, reality TV, and attention-grabbing displays of wealth. True elegance doesn't need a bright red sole to prove worth. The upper class opts for craftsmanship, focused footwear, Manolo Blahnik, Roger Vivier, or bespoke shoes that only insiders recognize. When everyone's wearing red soles, real wealth moves in silence. 12. Gucci. Overly trend. Driven. Gucci has style, no question. But in recent years, it's leaned heavily into experimental, sometimes chaotic fashion. It's become the brand of hype, not heritage. Upper class women respect Gucci's past, but the new era of oversized logos, rainbow sneakers, and pop culture collabs doesn't align with timeless taste. Gucci today appeals more to the new rich and social media elite, not to the quietly powerful women who grew up surrounded by generational wealth, because true sophistication never follows a trend. It creates its own rhythm. 13. Swarovski. Swarovski is shiny, and that's the problem. To the upper class, Swarovski's crystals are not gemstones, they're glass. Pretty, but not precious. The brand built its empire on sparkle, but not substance. Upper class women prefer fine jewelry, subtle diamonds, gold, pearls. Items that hold value, not just shimmer under light. Swarovski looks glamorous from afar, but once you understand real luxury, it feels more decorative than dignified. 14. Moncler. Moncler jackets are everywhere, from influencers to airport selfies. And that's exactly why high society women avoid them. The moment a luxury brand becomes status for the masses, the upper class moves on. For them, the fashion isn't about logos or puffed-up status coats. It's about craftsmanship, like Brunello Cucinelli or Loro Piana, where subtle design meets quiet confidence. Moncler's price tags are high, but exclusivity isn't. That's why you'll rarely see it at a private gala, only at ski resorts full of Instagrammers. 15. Balmain. Finally, we end with Balmain. Once a prestigious couture house, Balmain has become synonymous with celebrity culture. It's bold, structured, and hyper-styled, a favorite for music videos and red carpets. But to upper-class women, it's too theatrical. They see it as the brand for attention, not admiration. Balmain's glamour belongs in spotlights, not in quiet gatherings of generational wealth. They prefer timeless craftsmanship from Maisons that don't need a press release to feel exclusive. So, the next time you see someone flashing a logo, covered bag, or posting designer sneakers on social media, remember this: that's not wealth. That's wanted wealth. The upper class doesn't flaunt, they select. Because the quietest woman in the room often has the loudest bank account. If you found this eye-opening, make sure to like this video, comment, "Quiet Luxury Wins," below, and subscribe to Passive Income Pro, where we reveal how real wealth is built, managed, and displayed with timeless class. Luxury isn't about how much you spend, it's about how much you understand. Thanks for watching, and remember, the less you show, the more they'll know.